What are Shrine Anchorites? Throughout the 800 years that war has ravaged the Levant, the faithful have discovered or created a vast amount of war machines, weapons, and technological advancements under the guidance of saints and angels. For example, in 1503 the war prophet Angelos was guided by St. Eligius to discover the formula of Orichalcum steel. This alloy combines steel with divine blessing. More malleable and lighter than normal metal, Orichalcum steel is costly to produce but can be used to create armour able to defy a torrent of gunfire. At 12 to 15 feet tall, the Shrine Anchorites are yet another creation of the faithful that has helped them push back the forces of hell throughout the war. Almost completely immune to damage and nigh impervious to conventional weapon fire, a Shrine Anchorite is a colossal war altar. It inspires any and all pilgrims who are graced with its presence. Belching great gouts of black smoke from its diesel engine, the Anchorite heralds the righteous smite of the Lord. Festooned around the Anchorite, trumpets call out and loudspeakers proselytize across the battlefield, blaring hymns and prayers to the Almighty. So who made the Shrine Anchorites? Within the hallowed halls of the fortress monastery of Velerad in Greater Moravia, directed by St.Methodius, hundreds of these holy war machines were crafted at the monastery before its destruction by death commandos sent forth by the demon lord Marcosius. After the destruction of the monastery at Velerad, the process for creating a Shrine Anchorite was thought lost by the techno-laboratories of New Antioch. However, as the death commandos ransacked the monastery and killed all whom they encountered, they failed, in their arrogance, to realize that a sole survivor had fled the bloodshed. Making a hasty escape and gathering all he could to preserve his craft and fleeing into the night to the terrified screams of his brothers, Brother Orichalcum fled the ruination of his previous home, eventually creating a new monastery on the slopes of Mount Athos. Before long, a number of monks had found their way to the monastery and had taken up residence there under the tutelage of Brother Orichalcum. And as his followers and students grew in knowledge and number, Brother Orichalcum became the first war prophet of the order of St.Methodius. Over time, these scholars eventually became the pious foot soldiers, the well-equipped and militaristic war pilgrimage of St.Methodius. Far from the usually disorganized and poorly armed warriors of other Trench Pilgrim warbands, the warbands of this order are methodical, well-drilled, well-equipped craftsmen taking to war with all manner of expertly crafted equipment. Within the fortress monastery of Athos, these learned monks hold the knowledge not only to recreate the works of St. Methodius, but also the skill and the audacity to modify and improve upon the sacred designs. As a result, the Shrine Anchorites created at the monastery may carry a number of armaments. Where traditionally, the Shrine Anchorites of other Trench Pilgrims will carry a great adamantine Catherine wheel with which they will crush heretics or gain the protection of the divine through a ritual known as breaking upon the wheel, the Anchorites of the war pilgrimage of St. Methodius may forego this wheel or other weapons. However, all Anchorites carry a great bonebreaker mace to shatter heretic bodies and fortifications alike. Foregoing the use of the Catherine wheel of other Trench Pilgrim warbands, the Shrine Anchorites that accompany the war pilgrimage of St. Methodius may rain holy fire onto the heretics from afar with trench mortars, autocannons, punt guns, the devastating anti-material rifles, or the cleansing inferno of a heavy flamer. Alternatively, the Anchorite may be engulfed in a smog of burning incense by carrying an enormous gas censer, but such a blessed weapon comes at a great cost to the warband, as the thick smog may prove lethal to friend and foe alike. The monastery of Athos is able to produce a vast variety of modifications on St. Methodius's original Anchorite designs. Gas filters may purify the warsuit's internal air with holy incense systems, enabling the monk within to operate in even the most corrosive and poisonous environments, protecting them from the otherwise lethal chemical warfare of the Levant. Where most Shrine Anchorites are lumbering giants, some are fitted with advanced diesel engines containing experimental cooling systems. This allows the Anchorite to dash forward with an incredible speed for its size and with an agility unknown to other Anchorites. However, this can be risky and the attempt to move such a machine at great speed may cause it damage as it pushes the limits of its construction. Within those anchorites with a ranged capability, the monk pilot may be trained in the knowledge of sacred geometrics before their entombment. These monks see the world through a mind filled with advanced mathematics, calculating trajectories, angles of fire, and environmental effects on the ballistic payloads. This causes the anchorite to be able to fire its weaponry at incredible accuracy, with which to rain down holy devastation on their enemies. While most shrine anchorites stand between 12 to 15 feet tall, the monastery has been known to create giants of a size so large they tower over their brethren. These grand anchorites are extraordinarily large, making it near impossible to stop or slow them down. These mighty juggernauts cannot be bogged down by the heretics they do combat with, and will frequently stride free of a melee to crush a more formidable foe. Advancements in hydraulics and piston design may see an anchorite's feet equipped with specially designed piston engines. During combat, these killing machines will employ these pistons on a downed enemy to crush them within their armour with hydraulic pressure to squash them flat. And though the heads of many anchorites resemble the spiked spires of cathedrals and churches, some are gifted with an angelic decoration. The Shrine Anchorite is equipped with a faceplate depicting a wrathful cherub, with which it instills fear of the wrath of God on its enemies. Those knocked over in combat by such an anchorite find themselves cowering in fear and pinned down by the oppressive fear of God. They find it difficult to recover their feet, leaving them laying vulnerable to be pummeled by the pilgrims. So why are there sometimes lambs hanging from a shrine anchorite? The exterior of a shrine anchorite may be adorned with a number of trinkets, holy scriptures or relics. For example, if a shrine anchorite's pilot is killed in battle, upon the recovery of the holy war machine, it's common practice for their ashes, or in some cases the bodies of the pilots or whole remains, to be preserved in reliquaries and hung from its carapace. Thus, the Shrine Anchorite is a walking monument to the fallen heroes who have served as its pilot before, preserving their memories and standing as a testament to each machine's long and personal history of war. Those Shrine Anchorites utilised by the cavalcade of the 10th Plague may commonly be identified by the sacrificial lambs that join their other adornments. This is believed by the members of this procession to anoint them with the lamb's blood and ward off the wrath of God. Curiously, joining the many adornments of a Shrine Anchorite, another common sight is the body of a Trench Pilgrim mounted upon the Catherine wheel. This is known as being broken upon the wheel, and before battle the pilgrims of a warband accompanied by the Anchorite will gather around it in a great crowd. Jostling for position, the pilgrims and stigmatic nuns will volunteer to be mounted upon the breaking wheel. This allows them to serve their final battle mounted upon the execution device in order to show their willingness to suffer for their sins and be granted absolution in death. This practice is also believed to provide spiritual protection for the Anchorite, further increasing the great war machine's formidable defences. Not all pilgrimages follow these customs, however, as the Church frowns upon the ceremony of the breaking wheel. As such, the more pious processions, such as the war pilgrimage of St.Methodius, forego the ritual, seeing it as sinful. Adorned with all manner of relics, the Shrine Anchorites often have large spikes, barbs and hooks lining their exterior, but this spiked surface is mirrored on the interior as well. Once a nun or monk is chosen as the pilot of a Shrine Anchorite, they are sealed within it and never leave until their inevitable death in battle, or they rarely die of old age. The interior of the cockpit is lined with spikes to keep the pious pilot in a constant state of agony. This torment is a cause of great rejoicing for the pilot, as the pain mirrors that experienced by their Lord and brings them closer to God. And so the great war altars of the Shrine Anchorites lumber forth as great behemoths and siege engines in Trench Pilgrim warbands. To be chosen as a pilot or selected as a volunteer to be broken on the wheel of these mighty devices is an incredible honour that many Trench Pilgrims would greatly give their lives to experience. But what do you think of the mighty Shrine Anchorites? Let me know in the comments below if you'll be including them in your Trench Pilgrim warbands, and which pilgrimage will you be taking to the tabletop with? Please like and subscribe and hit the notification button, and if you'd like to learn more about the Master Alchemists of the Iron Sultanate, who bring life to their taproom creations, click the link to your left to discover the lore of Jabirian alchemists. Alternatively, if you'd like to discover more lore in the Trench Pilgrims, click the playlist link to your right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.